Hello everyone, welcome to Longarming by Jaclyn, and today we are pattern testing the last race of the season and we are up to block 10 already. Can't believe it. So I've gotten carried away and moved on to the next step without filming. So what we have is two wide strips of your wider strips, and you can see these are frankenpieced to add more texture to them, and your narrow dark strip, this is going to become the trunk of your tree, and you just create a strip unit and press toward the dark, and then you'll trim the whole unit to width. And you want this trunk roughly in the middle, but honestly, you don't have to fold and measure out from the outside. It's not that deep. You want it roughly in the middle, so you want to trim some off each side to the final measurement. It doesn't matter that this is perfectly centered. A tree is natural, so if the trunk is a little to one side or the other, that just adds a little texture and interest to the quilt. In fact, you might do that on purpose and trim all from one side, and then you can use the trunk this way and it's over here, and then flip the unit over and have it be on the other side. And if you want to play with it and vary your design, do what you want to do. In the next step, you will take your medium thin super scarf and you will sew each of your trunk units that you have made to it on the bottom of the trunk unit. And I recommend laying this strip on the deck of your sewing machine and adding these trunk units one at a time. Leave yourself a little bit of space in between, and then you have room to press that back and trim flush to make your final unit. So once your trunk units have been sewn to your long medium thin strip, you'll take the little gap that you left yourself and trim flush so you have a trunk unit with a low volume base. So once you have your tree units and your trunk units, the next step is for each tree unit, you will sew a trunk unit to the bottom. And then after pressing, here's your finished block, and you can decide based on these samples if you like your trunk in the middle. This one is what I call fully scrappy, where the two halves of your tree and the two backgrounds are totally different fabrics. This one, the two halves of the tree are matching, but your two backgrounds are different, and the trunk is almost centered. I've got this one slightly off. This one is an offset trunk, and it has a scrappy tree, but the background matches. And then this one has an offset trunk and fully scrappy background and tree. So based on these samples, you can kind of decide how scrappy and how wonky and asymmetrical you are looking for your blocks to be. And there's no reason that you cannot mix and match that within your quilt. For the next strip, you cut 2 strips from your widest strip set, sew them together and press open, and that makes a square. And you'll do 2 of those for each quilt that you're making. There's just one of these fully assembled blocks in the quilt. So then you'll cut a bunch of strips from your medium, narrow, low volume, the narrower of your low volume strips, and follow the layout in the pattern, and you'll assemble your columns and then put those together into a row, and you just need one of these blocks per quilt. So happy What You Sewing Wednesday. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy pattern testing with me for the last race of the season, my latest pattern. Thanks. This has been Long Arming by Jaclyn. Have a great day. Bye.